All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Urfspace Live with me, your host, Chuck Whelon. And hiding down in the little box there is my co-host, Dale Sipperley. I'll keep him down there. We got a lot of things to talk about today, but we're just starting off because last night, well, it's my birthday today, so happy birthday to me. And last night,
happy birthday!
I played the birthday card because I saw that it was one of my favorite films ever was on Amazon Prime, which, I was a bit surprised to see it there, but it was available for free to watch. And that film is Terry Gilliam's Jabberwocky. Now, to me, this is a seminal work. This is one of the greatest films ever made. It's Terry Gilliam, especially now having lived. I enjoyed that movie when I lived in England before I lived in the United States. In my early 20s, and I came here at 25. And I didn't. I don't know. I think it's possible to see that movie here, but I don't think I ever really saw it again. But much of my comics, Pewful, I think, was very much inspired. I mean, aside from Terry Pratchett, but Jabberwocky. I mean, I just love how he sort of sets it all up. I mean, he's a cartoonist. He's sort of building his world. He's got a perfect little medieval fantasy world with this economy. Everything all makes sense. Everything all ties up. It's like a wacky Monty Python story, but it's also like a true story. And it's about him as well. And he's picking some of America's, like as a dumb American coming over to Britain, he managed to pick out Britain's like most sublime, perfect comedy actors. And put them in role. People like Max Wall, John LeMessurier, my mind's blanking for a minute. Steptoe and son, Harry H. Corbett. All these people. I mean, and several other people. I mean, these are sublime comedy actors, like some of the best, which even in Britain probably not as appreciated as they should be. But certainly not ever going to be put in some Hollywood movie. And yeah, it's not a Hollywood movie. I mean, yeah, he sort of starts off, he barely knows what he's doing. But there's just one perfect scene, very funny scene after another. I highly recommend that movie. But there seems to be some debate in my head. I probably exposed my son to it a little too soon. And, and I guess even so, even Tina still wanted to go to bed before the end. But Chris enjoyed it. I enjoyed it again, held up very well, and just reminded me what genius Terry Gilliam is. And I'll go to the mat with anybody who says otherwise.
Well, Sam, you're not a fan of Jabberwocky, are you?
He's muted himself.
No, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Have you seen Zardoz?
No.
Okay, because I'd want you to compare the two films to see which is the superior.
Well, I can't lie. It's been a while since I've seen Jabberwocky. I just remember when Mom was telling me about it and why she wanted to not finish it. I remembered the same things.
But also, okay, it's a D&D film. He's like it's a medieval fantasy city. There's like a dragon terrorizing the land. He's a peasant. He goes, Mr. Fishfinger goes, I was over in Dabney the other day. He goes, Dabney, that's a long way away. So, yeah, it's 2 miles or more. I think, I'd love to travel someday. But, his father dies and he's cut off because he's not a craftsman. He's a stock taker. And
I need to watch it again. Maybe I need to watch it again or something.
The dragon is terrorizing the countryside. Everybody's got to go to the big city. They're sort of saying we should kill the dragon, and the merchant's saying no, we don't want to kill the dragon. It's like a unprecedented time of prosperity.
I'd like to
all doing very well. Thanks.
Mention our viewers. Amber's here with us this morning. Hey, Amber. She's happy she's here.
Amber's seen Jabberwocky, right?
Tina is saying hello, lads, and happy birthday to the mister.
Thank you for all the
birthday wishes. We have Jason Chin here with us this morning saying happy birthday.
Jason. Heather didn't like Jabberwocky either. Heather thought it was too Monty Pythonish. I'm like, well, some people say it's not Monty Python enough. Other people say it's too Monty Pythonish. I say it's just right.
Well, it's the first... it's Terry Gilliam's directorial debut, and it's 1977 after Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And I think
because I thought he and Terry Jones co-directed the Holy Grail, and they decided that wasn't a good idea because there was too much sort of conflict. So afterwards, I think Terry Jones did Life of Brian. I'm not sure, but yeah, Terry Gilliam. I get, this was Terry Gilliam's first film. I mean, he obviously made it with no money, but they're just sort of running around at a castle and stuff, But he's like, talk about being visual. Like every scene, is visual. It's like all his humor, his like animated humor translated into film. I don't know, yeah. I maybe it takes, it takes some understanding to appreciate what he did, but he did a great job.
Well, I was a little kid in 1977. I remember when Jabberwocky came out. But Jabberwocky had a problem because it came out the same year as this this little-known British sci-fi movie with Peter Cushing and Debbie Reynolds' daughter. It was that thing with the space wizards and the laser swords. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah, okay, that was quite good though. Somebody should write a movie about why that one was so popular. I mean, like, I'm really curious about why. Yeah, all right.
Supposedly,
that was good. That was a good. Even when you say it like that, it sounds even better.
Well, it was just it just ripped off Space 1999. So I liked it for the spaceships. But the thing is,
that was 77. Wait, did you say Jabberwocky was 77 also?
Yeah. So.
All right, 66 for TV, 77 for movies.
And I think that Jabberwocky didn't do as well in the United States because, number one, it was British humor. And even though there were a lot of people watching Python and other shows on PBS, it wasn't really that mainstream yet. And then it had to compete against Star Wars.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Like they made that movie now for something completely different, which they made sort of show as a reel for like American markets, like a sort of first movie. It's like they sketches that they did their classic sketches in a movie format, their first movie. And that is actually probably the best way to come to Monty Python because yes, it's basically all their best sketches in an hour and a half long movie, like put together in a good way.
Now, I think
that's the best introduction to Monty Python.
I think his next movie was Time Bandits. And that did do well in the United States.
Yeah, Time Bandits. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. He did everything he did. This is a better. I don't know. Okay. I see why Time Bandits. Yeah, it's good. But he took all the tricks he learned in this movie. He did it. Like Time Bandits. He expands the canvas and he does like an even more epic fantasy. But like, it's a fantasy movie. The dragon, the castle, the characters in the castle, the princess. He's. The print. I forgot the princess. Oh, there's something. Oh, there's a good bit when he's escaping as a nun. I forgot about. There's the drunken sergeant sees him in the street, is coming towards him.
No, that actually was a good year for British movies because you had Time Bandits, but you also had John Borman's Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur. Yeah, 77. That's a good year for movies.
Yeah. Well, no, 81. So Time Bandits was 81. And
Time Bandits 81. Okay. Yeah, okay. So 81, yeah. All right, but 77 set the stage for 81.
Yeah. Well, you have to. There's Mr. Lobo has this theory that a decade doesn't really end or start on the zero number. It's usually like 2 or 3 years before you move from the 70s really into the 80s. I would argue that he's right about that. Around 83, 80 started, and the 90s hung on until probably around 2007.
Okay, you can say that, but the fact is, there's peaks, isn't it? You get sort of peak 80s, starts to come like the good 80s around 84, like 24. But I think the 20s started a little late because of the pandemic, but they needed to be like a little bit. Yeah, now we're in this sort of dizzy phase where we're all sort of spinning around doing the Charleston and
Amber wishes
while Rome burns. I don't know. I think we'll get it all together. I'm an optimistic person, but I mean, maybe sometimes you haven't had enough medicine. Sometimes you need more medicine.
I'm having medicine this morning. I have a piece of blueberry pie from Harry's Hofbrau in Redwood City.
Very good. Well, exactly, Dale. The best medicine is the one that starts in your heart at home.
No, it's pie.
Yes. All right, now I've got some things to talk about and show you. Look, it's my birthday, and Jason's tuning in. Hi, Jason. Now, look, here's a card that Heather gave me. Heather's my friend from Oregon. I'm saying that because she's from San Francisco, but she seems to spend more and more time up in Oregon, where she comes from. She says, "How about some red fireworks for your birthday?" I'm sure you can already guess what's going to happen.
You can't really see it because of the graphic that's on the screen. Sam, could you take down the... Thank you.
You're literally bending it to where we can't see it. We don't want to see the writing. We want to see the guy farting.
Thank you. You see, this is why in the 80s, all the illustration students at San Jose State wanted to get an internship at Hallmark. They wanted to be able to draw hillbillies farting. Is that a Hallmark card?
Yeah, it's a Hallmark card.
Oh my god!
And the style, like this guy, I recognize this. I mean, either that's ripping something right off, or who is that guy who does these faces? I've seen that's somebody.
I don't even know if Hallmark has.
Why am I trying to hold it up? I can't see anything here. Wait, hang on. Okay, I'm trying to hold it up to my microphone. That's the problem. that's what I was doing wrong.
Hallmark used to hire artists, and they would work there. I think.
Yeah,
Ron Baudet worked for Hallmark at one point.
I think a number of people did. I went to a workshop with a woman who worked there for a while, quite a long time. I think she'd worked there, and now she was sort of doing her own thing independently. But yeah, she was a pretty accomplished illustrator.
That's the one thing I'm surprised that you don't do is you need greeting cards.
I'm not good. I've tried. I've had to go at the greeting card, half-hearted go at the greeting card market. It's one of I mean, you've got to find like your niche, right? Greeting cards, I mean, especially in the USA, they greeting cards are like 90% bought by women.
Yeah.
So there's a certain sort of sensibility and a sort of sense of humor that go with greeting cards, like there is with children's books. You know, there's different people for different markets. So I'm more comfortable in the games market. I've just been doing some more work for Goodman. You know, that there's more, you know, my work can have more of a bite. I don't... You know, greeting cards, it can't be too biting. Children's books, it can't be too biting.
You say there's not a niche market for very biting, offensive greeting cards?
Well, I thought maybe that there was, because there's some men, like they say 90% of cards are bought by women, and you only make cards for women. So maybe there's a sort of different, or not even, I don't even, now even gender's not even a consideration really anymore. So I'm like, you know, like, I guess a sort of certain person who buys greeting cards is not interested in biting humor.
So you're saying...
But you don't see, there's not many people, like in England actually, there are a lot more biting cards that are sort of like, oh, you're an old cunt, I hate you. And then you open it up, it says, on the outside it says, you're a cunt. You open it up, it says, I hate you. And you go,
oh, wait. We have to explain to our American viewers that the C word in America means something other than what it means in England. It's not
a thing that where you put your, like a purse that you put around your belt and you put your passport and things in it.
Okay. And I'm surprised that if women are buying greeting cards, 90% of them, you're telling me that farting rednecks appeal to women?
Well, that's what that women think that men want.
Okay.
And she's right. I did want that. So thank you, Heather.
Well,
and I like that illustration. That's Heather's an incredibly good designer. If anybody needs a graphic designer, by the way, they should hire my friend Heather. I'd like to hire too, but I don't. You could, if everybody, I'd like to say if everybody watching this show bought one of my books, I'd be able to hire Heather. Thank you, everybody. I think most people watching the show probably.
Maybe if everybody who ever watched the show bought a book, that would be the case.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, their numbers adding up on YouTube, I guess. People watching.
Oh, I gotta remember. I forgot to share the show this morning. Hang on.
Yeah,
I'm the worst person.
Well, okay, while you do that, I've got a little video to share because I did some art here. Let me add an extra camera.
You have art?
Yeah, I did a piece for Goodman Games that I'm quite happy with. Ooh. Wait,
I'm not seeing the show on Facebook yet. I don't know why.
It says it's
Oh, there
going
it is.
to the channels.
You know, every time I do this, it's a little sad for me. I miss Tony.
Yeah. Yes, me too.
Um,
Ooh, hang on, let me mirror my camera here. Okay. The Shrine of Salasios. Right, I'm going to show you a little video I made of how I did this. Wait, where did that go? Did that drop back here somewhere? Oh, it's gone. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to bring the video back.
oh my God, that's awesome, man. I assume that's ink and wash?
Yes. Here we go. Here's a video of me.
Cool.
Put it on full screen. There we go. There we go. So that's something I did this week.
My God, Chuck. So I assume it's the normal process. You did the drawing, scanned the drawing in, refined it on the computer, then printed it out on Bristol with light red ink.
Yeah. Hang on. How do I get rid of the video now? Yes. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. Usual process there. Yes, so it's a little reflection.
Well, about how long from a blank piece of paper, you figuring out the drawing until you finish the ink and wash? How long do you think that took you to do?
So, I mean, figuring out the general layout is the sort of hardest bit. So I read through the module, and while I'm reading through the module, I make, I'll sort of draw it out, and there's a picture of the map, but I'll just sort of draw it how I feel it as I'm reading it. Or I'll look at the map and then I'll sort of do it. So I sort of did the dome first as I'm reading through that, and then I'm like, oh, there's inside. So as I'm reading through, I sort of figured out, oh, like here's the door. How am I going to do that? This and okay, oh, that actually fits quite well on top of that. But then that layout, then what angle am I taking it from? So then then I take it in after I've done my sort of initial read through and drawing. So I've got something I've done from some angle, which was more or less like this, but probably more horizontal and more split. And then I take the actual map, like flat on a grid,
and
then I skew it around like in Photoshop. Like, how am I gonna? What angle am I going to do it at? Like where I'm going to have it, and then yes. So eventually, I'm like, oh yes, okay. If I fit it like this, that's sort of at the same level as that. That's sort of going there, and I can fit this in up here. But then I've got this space here and here. Well, I knew there was a tunnel, so I was like, oh, okay, good. I can sort of put the giant tarantula and the skeleton body in there. And then I'm like over here, and I was like, oh, okay, perfect. I can do the landscape. Like originally, there's this guy on the throne down here. Like I was going to do him, but then they wanted him on the frontispiece. Okay. So I thought, oh, well, I'll do the landscape. But actually, that's what I really like to do. Then I remembered, oh, yeah, no, I really like to do the landscape. Because then you can sort of, then I can sort of put it. And it starts in the village, and, they've been tunneling out. So, well, yeah, Joseph said he doesn't mind spoilers for the artists.
Okay, let me ask a question. You said you had the map flat, and you put it in Photoshop and skewed it. Are you saying that you did not use your standard isometric grid to create that perspective?
No, I don't do that necessarily. I might do.
Okay.
But no, I mean, it actually technically, I mean, it is isometric, but like a standard isometric is a particular angle. I mean, I didn't put any perspective on it.
Well, you made up
in a different circumstance, I might put a perspective on it. Like I did one, The Land of Jank, which was a sort of hex grid, and it was a sort of standard hex grid. But as it got further away, I sort of curved it like you were going around the planet, so the hex grid sort of squished.
Okay. I gotta interrupt you for a moment. This is important from Amber. Oh, Chuck, when you transfer to the new Restream logo, you can share your screen and have your camera/mic and a guest's camera/mic, or you can have your guests share their screen with you, camera/mic and their camera/mic, but you can, okay, she's Restream Studio, not Restream logo. I gotta start again. Thanks, Amber. Oh, Chuck, when you transfer to the new...
You don't have to start again. We have eyes. That's like a paragraph.
What you can do, like I think, can't you do this, Dale? If you see something in the comments, you can click on it. Oh, wait.
Okay, I really don't care because I'm not behind the camera.
But you can click on it, and now look. Now
yeah, you may want to read that.
That doesn't help me because I can't read it.
I'm just here to be amusing.
So when I transfer to the new Restream Studio, I can share my screen and have my camera mic and a guest camera mic. Or you can have your guest share their screen with your camera mic.
I lost.
Right, thanks, Amber. We're tuning to Amber's show Philo later tonight. I was on it the other week. I'm going to be on it again in a few weeks. Oh, and Amber, I saw you sent me a message. I haven't responded about when Dale's away. Dale's away on November 9th.
Yeah.
You're going to a robot funeral?
Yeah, sadly. Well, it's not a funeral. My favorite robot is going on tour, so I may never see my robot again.
Going on tour? Why, you think it's going to hook up with some other hot robot somewhere and settle down somewhere else?
No, this is Wonder Robot 2T2 from the Captain Cosmic show from the 70s on Channel 2. And for a number of years now, Wonder Robot 2T2 has been living in Atlantis Fantasy World Comics in Santa Cruz. But since Captain Cosmic is now doing road shows where he shows footage of his old TV show, I guess Wonder Robot 2T2 is going to go on tour with it. That makes me a little sad because, I like going to Santa Cruz, buy comic books, hug my robot. But my robot won't be there for me to hug anymore. I called the comic book store and asked if I could chain myself to the robot to prevent it from leaving, and I was told, don't do that.
Here's a note from Emma, our friend Emma. From Notters, that means Nottingham. Oh, she's up in Nottingham. My mum's bridge partner wishes me many happy returns. Oh, that's nice. At least somebody's wishing me a happy birthday.
I wish you a happy birthday.
I know, but my mum's bridge partner's wishing me a happy birthday. That's Emma's mum. Emma's mum is my mum's bridge partner. And Emma's my friend from college, so it's good. And we hooked our mums up to play bridge together. And my mum keeps saying she's very happy about that. It's nice to make a new friend through gaming.
Yes, it's never too late.
Get them into D&D. I'd like to get them into D&D next, but they're quite hooked on bridge.
I need to eventually play D&D.
I'll tell you one thing: D&D stories, they may be boring, but bridge stories are, D&D stories are positively fascinating compared to bridge stories. I mean, you can either talk about how your party sort of tramped through the wilderness to defeat an ogre, or you can talk about how someone laid the 2 trumps on 6 hearts or something. I don't know. Anyway, I've got other things to talk about here. Huey, your cat.
Oh, should I talk about Huey?
Trying to get into Hollywood. Your cat's trying to break it into Hollywood, and he's starting by producing a Twitch show. It's a Cinema Insomnia show, which is quite a big show. It's quite a popular show.
Well, he's actually been an associate producer, I think, of about 13 episodes. This will be the first episode he has executive produced. He will guest star in a cameo on the episode.
Ooh.
And he actually helped write some of it. So all of the cat jokes, those are his.
Did he have like some hot young mice come and audition for him?
No, but he did have a camera crew from Glen, Pennsylvania, actually come to California to shoot footage of Huey. So, this is
a picture of Huey auditioning sexy mice.
I have mice in my
aspiring young starlet mice coming to audition.
No, but I went to the vet yesterday to tell the girls.
I'm sorry. You can take me back and shoot me later. I'm sorry.
No, I went to the vet yesterday, Huey's vet, and I told the girls in the office about Huey's TV episode, and they're very impressed because they've all rubbed his belly. Whenever Huey goes to the vet, everyone finds an excuse to come in and rub his belly.
He just sounds more and more like Harvey Weinstein.
He's a good boy. But really, there is an episode tonight people start gathering on Twitch at Cinema Insomnia around 6:30. And it should premiere the episode at 7 p.m. Pacific. And it will be a hosted horror show, like all of the Cinema Insomnia. Well, most of the Cinema Insomnias. They'll be showing The Frozen Dead with Dana Andrews, a classic. I think
I've never seen it.
It's a 1966 British horror movie.
Did you say 66? Did we just say 66 was a good year?
No, we were talking about 77, but 60.
Well, we said 77 for movies, but if we're talking about 66 was a good year for TV shows. So good things were being made in 66. That's what I'm saying.
Well, this is a British movie. It has the funny thing about it is if you look at the frozen Nazis, one of them is
it's got Nazis.
Yes, it has Nazis, frozen Nazis, and Nazi scientists.
I'm not going to get political.
But
Nazis are really in right now.
One of the actors.
Let's hope they don't get in.
One of the actors. One of the frozen Nazis is an early role by the British actor Edward Fox. So if you watch it in the background, Edward Fox, who I believe was the assassin in Day of the Jackal.
There's James Fox and Edward Fox.
Oh God, let me look them up.
They're like a fam. They're like a fox. There may be another Fox. They're like the British Baldwin brothers.
Yeah, and, I think one of their sons tried to get into politics.
Oh, look who's here! Here's Nikki and James. Hi, Nikki. Hi, James. Thanks for the birthday wishes. That's nice. Look, that's celebrity birthday wishes there. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Nikki. You remember Nikki? She came on the show. You thought she was my sister. She's a very good friend of my sister's.
Yeah, it was the guy who was the assassin in Day of the Jackal. So he has a minor role as a frozen Nazi in The Frozen Dead.
Now, I saw they had Day of the Jackal also on Amazon. I had a lot of movies I'd like to see. I do remember seeing it, but I was quite young, a bit like Sam. I think I was a bit bored by it when I saw it.
Day of the Jackal? Day of the Jackal's amazing. Did you see the sequel?
I should say it again because it's one. I don't think I ever saw it on the big screen. It's sort of thing like your parents go like, "Oh, let's watch Day of the Jackal. That's really good," and you sit there and you go like, "Well, what was all this about?"
They made a sequel to it that's almost as good, called The Jackal, where Bruce Willis plays the assassin. And
I did see that. Yeah,
you thought that was good. The best part of the movie is they shoot and blow off Jack Black's arm. It's awesome. If you don't like Jack Black, that's the movie to watch.
I love Jack Black.
Okay, maybe you don't want to watch that. Do you remember the movie Life Force with the naked alien girl?
I did see it, but I don't remember it at all now at this point. Okay. But yeah, I would like to see it again. I didn't realize that was like a Tobe Hooper movie.
Tobe Hooper, yeah. The actress who plays the naked alien girl is in Jackal.
Does he pronounce it Tobe? I thought he pronounced it Toby.
I don't know.
Yeah. He's spelled Tobe, yeah, like Tobe.
Life Force was awesome.
I think I heard it was Toby. Anyway, don't meet him. If he wants to come on the show, if you're listening and you want to come on the show anytime.
So we had a bunch of people say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Charlie. Happy birthday, Charlie. Amber said she joined a thing I think you should join. I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm not a big joiner, but all right, if Amber's in it, I might join it.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. Amber probably joins everything. I don't know. I'm not.
Yes, tonight is also Amber's show Philo, which starts at 6 p.m. Pacific. You go and you watch her and a guest artist, but work on the long-running strip Philo. And because Huey's show is on tonight, you're going to need 2 computers or a computer and a tablet or a computer in your phone so you can watch both Philo and Huey's show. Try not to get your chats confused.
Well, isn't Philo a little earlier?
Philo starts at 6. The movie premieres, I believe, at 7. They were working on the show. I'm sorry, the show where they're hosting the movie starts at 7. They were working on it last night. They were calling me to make sure they were pronouncing names correctly, and they've been busting their butts on this.
Now, okay, look, I'll just show you quickly this before I take it away because it's there, but you can't really see it, but it's my sketch. I'm going to be doing a cover for the soft cover edition of X-Crawl Classics.
Okay.
So, they really like my one with the plane.
Oh, that one was amazing.
They want like Mad Magazine. It's a mad world poster type thing. I'm going to do. I've got an idea. I'll keep quiet about it because I've got to work on it. We had some good ideas.
So that's your thumbnails.
That was just like we had a call and I just scribbled it down as we talked, but it sort of popped in my head fairly fully formed.
Wait, what am I looking at? Is that a Japanese pen?
Yes. So so I was looking at this artist online this week. And somebody was saying in the notes, I thought, oh, that's like, how's he getting that line? And I looked in the notes, and the first question was like, what pen are you using? And he kindly said what pen they were using. So I thought, I'll give that a go. It's I forgot what it's called. A Tombow Fudasaki. Fudasuki. I've used Japanese brush pens before. It's some sort of Japanese brush pen, Tombow. The one I used before was Zebra, but this one seems to be a little thicker. There's two. Like I got a pack. There's two kinds. I'm not sure like what the difference is. I thought we'd have this one's more a brush one. I think. I don't think they're like very waterproof. But then I was sort of reading up about them, and they may not be unwaterproof. But I thought, well, I might give it a go because I really liked the line that they were getting out of it.
And of course,
and I was working also this week on my symbol library of Urfspace. So I'm going to get up and do a painting. I'm going to do a painting in a minute, like what I would have done, because I went to Art Battle this week.
Why don't you explain to viewers what Art Battle is?
I'm getting all over the place here, but Art Battle, like if you're not been watching the show, Art Battle's where you stand up on stage. So two groups of 6 artists stand up on stage, and they have 20 minutes to paint a canvas using whatever materials they like. You're allowed to use reference. And actually, so it was the Art Battle National Finals, which was being hosted at San Francisco. It's the Great American Music Hall, so not the usual venue. The usual venue's at the Great Northern on Utah Street. We're in the Great American Music Hall, a lovely venue there. And it was the final. There were two young ladies from San Francisco were competing, who both got to the final four. Plus, all the artists were very accomplished, I got to say. I thought I could have been up there. I put myself in for the wild card. So I'm going to go and put my name in the hat for the wild card. I did what you said. I crumpled my card up. I've done that twice now. Hasn't helped. Both times they picked out some very flat-looking card and some really totally useless. But I mean, this one wasn't quite as bad as the one that painted the toilet seat when I went before. But he got up there, but I was like, okay, that's annoying. But there were a lot of names in the hat, and I think like most people there probably were other artists thinking, oh, I could sneak in and sweep the national finals. But no, so the winner though was a local girl, and there were two local young women that competed. The other artists were all very accomplished, and I thought they were all amazing, the artists that got up to finish. I will say that first of all. But the one who won, she painted like a kneeling down woman, sort of reaching up to a sort of ball of lightning.
Be careful what you say. We had this discussion last night. Be careful how you describe what she was concentrating on.
Well, she's just put. There was a lot of detail on the breast, and she was a very cute girl painting it away. It was great, and she did a lot of detail on the breast, and she won. And I was like, okay, but I feel like if I'd got up there and done that, which is the sort of thing I probably would have tried to do when I was about her age, but people wouldn't have been very happy with me. But for her, she won, so it's good. You got to find what works for you. I guess. I thought the painting of it looked like a garage on 19th Avenue. I thought that was really very accomplishedly painted, very nicely painted. There was a woman from, I think she was from Nebraska, they said. She painted, like for the final round, they did a big size canvas. They did a third, it was even bigger size, and they had 30 minutes. And she did a bison with a parrot, like a wild paragraph, a wild parrot from Telegraph Hill sitting on a bison. I thought that was nice, so I complimented her on that. The first round, she did a raccoon sitting on a bear, which is a sort of California thing.
Like to point
so I
out
thought that was nice. She thought she specialized in animals, obviously, and very accomplished painter. There was a guy, he did figures both time. His first round figure I thought was incredible. His second round figure wasn't quite as good. And that's a shame, because I think if he'd done as good in the second round as he did in the first, he would have probably won it.
Now, Amber warned us earlier in the conversation that we were focusing a lot on the breasts.
I'm just saying, I mean, when I was about, Sam's age 20, in my early 20s, I would paint, I had painted on my door, I had a sort of fantasy mural with that, but at some point I'm like, oh no, that's a little sort of crude. I shouldn't do things like that.
Well,
and a number of women complained to me.
I used to do life drawing twice a week, and we would have female models, and the breast is actually a difficult thing to draw depending on the pose, because you assume that it's just like two round hemispheres attached to a woman's chest, and that's not true. There's musculature where the breast it's fat tissue, but the breast will actually kind of wrap around the torso. And I remember the first time I drew a woman who had breast implants, and the anatomy looked wrong, and I couldn't figure out why. And finally, someone had to tell me she has breast implants. They look great from the front, but on the side, if you're used to drawing them, you're like wondering, where is this tag of musculature that you're expecting, and it's not there.
Well, people in England are always very fascinated by.
Well, the muscle's there, but it's not a smooth connection to the breast. So Amber, we focused more on the breasts. But from
anyway, she was a great painter. She did some lovely hands in the first round that got in the final. I mean, she deserved to win, and anyway, and I'm sorry I'm not remembering anybody's names right now, but if you go to artbattle.com, you can sort of look up the events and see all these things. And now I sort of have a bit of a decision to make about whether I'm going to. I've got a choice now. I can either say, okay, I did good at Art Battle. I stood on stage twice. I sold my paintings. I feel happy. I feel good. I did it. I sort of accomplished what I wanted to do, just prove that I could do it. Or do I can sort of walk away on top, or do I sort of join a difficult struggle to compete with some pretty good artists to try and get on the final stage next year and really sort of throw my hat in the ring? And they've already got one coming up in October that I didn't put in for, but I could put in for the next one. I don't know.
Do you want my opinion?
Well, I think I know it, but yeah, go ahead. Yes, I do. Of course I do.
Work on your next book.
Well, I've got to work on my people. Well, okay, so what I did here, and I don't know how visible any of this is, but I started working on my symbol library. It's very crude because I was just really quickly skimming through a whole bunch of things.
Oh, we're seeing a blank paper.
Look, I even put Urfspace.
Oh, okay. We have a different opinion. Nicola says you have to go for it, Charlie. XXX. Oh. So maybe you will be going back to Art Battle. But I'm telling you, this time you've got to shake your ass more.
Look, I didn't. It wasn't lack of arse shaking. I think the arse shaking probably lose me votes. My arse doesn't shake very really.
All right.
So look, I sort of based off yin yang. That's a very core symbol. Vortexes, galaxies, spaceships. These are all thinking of these as a library of just little things. And I sort of went through all the things that I've done, and I went back and forth a bit. None of it's neat. It's almost like I want to sort of do this a little more neatly. This is just a little scribbling it all down, like the spaceships, pipes, tech, buildings, pipes. Masculine, feminine, Earthman, Earth Girl, Sun God. There's some sort of scale between the two, but they're sort of the same. Well, that's a little crude talking of breasts, but all right, I'm just sort of drawing it down. But I was thinking about stockings, boots, basic figure, earthling, clothing. These are sort of some of the drawings that I was going through, different items. Can't see what can I have? What's going on with the hand? Because a lot of times I'll do sort of gun or something violence, but I don't want to do that too much. So it's like, what else have I done? Like all those books, Urfspace here is Urfspace Beyond, all sort of very sort of almost like automatic drawing, just sort of letting things come out, not judging it, not trying to make it good, letting it be what it was.
I want to see the cat. Pan down.
So there's a cat. There's a cat like Earth cat. I mean, I think cats are quite important. They can be holding a cat. That's good. Little devil tails, horns, wings, cat ears, robot arms, body parts, circusy things. Some weapons. There's some things I'm sort of keeping off of guns, but these are some things I did. But I'm like, okay, I saw other things. What else have we got?
So what you're doing is you're remembering the symbols that you draw over and over again in your Pewfell comic, and you want to turn them into unique symbols to be used in the comic in other ways.
Yeah, and they're sort of just the ones that I've already sort of did use. I mean, everything I did, those are the sort of things that sort of fall out. Now, on top of that, there needs to be added a little more thought. What are some other things that sort of can build on that? But these are the ones that sort of fell out without a lot of thought. Then some other things: bar wires, apples, my dove piece, microphones, checks, music-y things, lightnings, boots, aliens, safety pins, earth horns, guitars.
Well, we talked about this last night. That Sergio Aragones has a visual library of this too.
Yes. I mean, you sort of inspired me and encouraged me, and you were like, when I mentioned the idea, you're like, "Whoa, you haven't already done that?" And I was like, "Well, no." Idiot peasants, Y fronts, decapitation. That's like this is actually on now. I'm sort of going through Urfspace itself. The things, mushroom clouds, fire, Jumanji, robots, compound eyes, insects. The pink couch. The pink couch goes through. That's my pink couch we had in college. Travels through all my work. It's like a magical pink couch.
A magical couch.
Yes. Computers, flies, bag
Did magic
head.
occur on that couch?
What's that?
Did magic occur on that couch?
All sorts of things have occurred on that couch.
Okay.
Romantic magic, I don't remember. It was like in our student house. We had a fun student house.
I like the pie. Yeah, we talked about pie yesterday. And pen and ink. Oh, I'm seeing where my suggestions are getting drawn.
Yes, now this is where I start talking to Dale. So suddenly some other things start coming in. Here we've got pie. I sort of was going through Urfspace, Brian pie crust, spacesuits like that, flies. Then you said a pie. There's football head. All right, my friend had a girlfriend. We named her football head. That's a bit rude, but all right. I quite like football head. Compass, hourglass, pedaling. I say horrible. Like I should be. Universe, cat people, trophies, diamonds, potions. That was you. Snake, eel, pig. Okay, these are sort of generic animals, but okay, fine. They're in there. Pigs, eels, snake, fish, babies. Dreaded tiger spoon. That was a bit weird.
The tiger spoon. That's a mess. That's a must.
Hammers, tools. I generally.
You drew the screwdriver with a hammer handle.
Yeah, a screwdriver with a hammer handle.
Yeah,
you were talking about that, or it could be like this, couldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just tools in general. I think they're sort of okay, but these are sort of everyday objects. Now you're sort of getting the realm of these are all the things that I would be drawing all the time for like school books. So okay, fine. Salt and pepper burgers. I forgot. I don't know what this is. Next to burgers, I've got a big. It looks like a pot full of vegetables. What's that?
That could be stew. That could be.
Did you say stew?
Yeah, let's say stew. Corn dog.
I've got a corn dog there. Pizza, carrot, banana. Clipboards come up a lot. Mutant time travelers, trees and forests, gas masks, boxes, insects, clowns, business attire, politicians, rough, bows, hot dogs, chain zippers, rings. Okay, this is sort of going through Instagirls a bit. Black leather studs, pins, hair grips, nipple tape, bucklers, Cheerios, hawthorn bush, shoulder book bag, razor blades.
You got a nipple ring?
I did have piercing somewhere, yeah.
All right.
Then sort of hair. Well, I didn't really get into all where I could go with hair. Hair's the whole thing. This was very scribbly, but that's sort of having a little go at throwing some things together. But I'm sort of doing some more of that. I don't know. Like some of this is just my sort of private scribbles, but I'm just sort of moving along with like, okay, there's a disco ball, some sailor hats.
Yeah, and this is all just
beautiful hat, wedgie bobs. Talking about hair. Thinking about things. Okay, then I start thinking about clothing. All right, like these are all the different types. Okay. Then I just did some sort of like little clothing styles. I don't even know what I'm doing now. I just sort of found some little icons that I was trying out, looking at seams and stuff like that. Okay, and then here's a couple that I put together. So that's really good. Then I thought, well, I've got to do one on a canvas like that. It's a little hard because I was being lazy. So I need to do one where I'm actually trying to do a good job.
Were all those symbols out of your head, or did you look at any reference?
I mean, putting those symbols together, I sort of went back through like Urfspace and what I've been doing, and I sort of looked like, well, what are the symbols that I've been sort of putting in there without, just letting myself put in whatever without really, that was all done sort of unconsciously. A lot of it very unconscious, just letting things come out. Stream consciousness. What's the sort of baseline? I'd done that stripping it down where I'd been doing like the really simple characters, the Earthlings, like, I got a really simple, and I was sort of building it back out. But as I build it out, I still wanted to be very loose it feels nice to draw that line.
Well, you're practicing your library.
Yeah.
This is
Well, I
why a
remember
lot.
seeing a documentary about Schultz doing it too at one point, like before,
Yeah.
he would be working out all his little symbols. And so, I mean, I've always sort of wanted to do that, but not really quite been at the point where I was ready to do that.
This is why a lot of people want a book made of Sergio Aragonés cartoons for the World Weekly News. He did over 100 of them, and he did a number of different subjects. So if you look at those drawings, in essence, you see him draw everything from aliens to ice cream to water to metal to ceramics to cars to airplanes. It shows all of his visual symbols
Yeah.
reused over and over again. And, I don't really see that when I look at books on how to draw cartoons. They don't really talk that much about making a library of visual symbols.
No. All right. I don't know. Like, okay, right. Okay, I haven't used these pens at all before.
Okay. Now, did you buy those pens in a retail store like an upstanding American, or did you order them online?
No, we've been over this before. I support retail stores, but I'm not made for shopping very well.
All right. I'd like to point out, if you are in San Francisco, you could probably find those pens at the Mido store in Japantown. Call first, of course. And you might be able to find them at Flax in Oakland. And I'm pretty sure that you can find those types of pens in San Jose at Mido in Santana Row. Try the, I can't remember the name or pronounce it, the Japanese bookstore in the Mitsuwa Market in San Jose. And try calling California Art Supply in San Mateo.
Okay, I do really like these. Yes, thank you, Dale.
Support your local art supply store. I don't know if Lens in Santa Cruz has them, but I would call them.
Unless you have some sort of disability that makes it difficult for you to go around shops and stuff like that. In which case, feel free to get them on the internet and take advantage. Take advantage of the wonders of modern technology.
Or call a friend to come up and taxi your ass all over the Bay Area.
If you're lucky enough, but that's like only very privileged people have access to something like that.
Yeah, we gotta go out to. We have to get lunch next week. I want to go to Silver Sprocket. Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss an event tonight at Silver Sprocket. Andy Warner, who does these wonderful odd history books and was in the Nib. He's got a pal who has some sort of event about a graphic novel they did for about the current struggle in the Middle East. I know I'm saying this wrong.
Oh! Is it Joe Sacco? Like, I know he's been doing like stuff about the Palestine and stuff like that.
No,
I don't know.
no,
My friend Jason Thompson's been sharing a lot of. Well, he's
no.
doing his Dreamland work, but he's also been sharing some interesting work about that, and that's an issue.
No, you just went to Silver Sprocket up in San Francisco, the comic book store, and you really liked it.
Oh, it sort of melted my brain a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things. Well, it often happens when I haven't been out and about checking out stores, as you know, and I went in and first of all, I was sort of blown away by how big it was and how like full it was of like really cool like alternative underground stuff. I mean, I don't know. Everything's very influenced by sort of Adventure Time these days, it seems like, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. And but there's just like a huge amount of like really out there work. I bought this crazy comic. I keep what did I do with that? Oh my god, where is it? I'm going to show you this comic.
Okay, so the event I was talking about is at Silver.
Talk while I go for this comic.
Oh, wait a minute! I blew it. I missed it. It was yesterday. Oh, damn it! I should have gone. It was Barack Rima in conversation with Andy Warner about an upcoming graphic novel. I believe it's just titled Beirut. Damn it! This is what happens. I need to go up and visit Silver Sprocket.
All right, I'm quite liking this little pen here that I'm just sort of playing around with. It is doing what I wanted it to do. It's not sure it's going to be more. There's two things here. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, do you want the nice thing or the nasty?
What is it? Show and tell time?
Yeah, do you want to see the nice thing or the nasty?
Show me the nice thing, then the nasty thing.
Right. The nice thing is a book my friend Peter in England sent me. Like, he'd been sick, and I gave him a D&D board game that he could play on his own. He had to help him with his motor skills. And he sent me into, and he's a big fan of fighting fantasy. Those sort of choose your own adventure books. And this is the fighting fantasy art book that he sent me from the UK, I guess. Maybe I'll go to full screen for this, because look at all this. Okay, it's by Ian Livingstone, who wrote a lot of those fighting fantasy books. All right, blah, 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 blah. I didn't read that.
I don't know if those books existed here.
I think they somewhat did.
Oh, Chris, I believe Chris
Achilles.
Yeah, he's passed.
Yeah. He passed,
oh,
yeah.
My God.
He did a lot of them.
In the 1980s.
This one, I didn't know that was a fighting fantasy
one.
I love that one.
Him.
86.
We would be going to the comic book stores that would import books published by the English publisher Paper Tiger, and we were all looking for his book because he did the he did the movie poster for Heavy Metal.
Yes. Tarna flying on the whatever.
Oh my God, that painting is epic.
Yes.
Yeah, we all loved Chris.
Oh yeah, I was saying with Sam, we need to watch. He hasn't seen Wizards or Heavy Metal, so we need to look at those.
If you're gonna have him watch Wizards, he needs to know something about Von Baudet and the history of the movie.
Well, okay. I mean, it's not like it's sort of somewhat doing a Vaughn Baudet and definitely ripping off Vaughn Baudet somewhat. I mean, people get on Ralph Bakshi's a lot, and I get why they do, but I mean, also he did it and he made it and he put it there, and yeah, it's a shame that like it's not like a Vaughn Baudet. I don't know why. And Robert Crumb also got very annoyed with him, and I never saw that Fritz the Cat, to be honest. So I'd like to see that someday. There's some of the like Bakshi. I don't know. It's like, he did a lot of things. He's a complicated character, Bakshi, but he got it done. Sam and I watched The Lord of the Rings, the animated, the other day, which they should have stopped that at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, because they were doing great up to the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, but then they try and jam in half of Two Towers, and it doesn't work. It just sort of drags the movie on and makes it sort of boring, and another boring 30 minutes that you don't really need. Yeah. But it was also interesting seeing how Peter Jackson basically just copied whole bits of it. All right, I'm taking a while getting through this. Look at all this. Like Chris Achilles, all right. I mean, my Goodman Games speak. I should have brought this out. We had a call yesterday. I should have brought it out for everybody. Look at that.
I'm not familiar with this artist.
Yes, who's this? I think they're in alphabetical. Robert Ball.
Yeah,
He's
some
like
of
the more graphical.
Some of the British artists, God, what's his name? Jim, not Beam. Jim Burns. Jim Burns was huge over here because he did a lot of book covers.
Ooh, I remember like these ones. Yes, I really like these ones. It seemed like some of these black and white ones. They're quite small. I mean, they could stand to be larger.
Yeah,
I love this guy. Who's this? Yes, I remember all these ones. Wait, who's this? This is Malcolm Barter. Yeah, he used the white space very well, like the white and the dark. I love that. That's a good Balrog. The gnome on the mushroom. That's good. Tazio Bettin.
No.
Again, look at all this lovely black and white work.
Well, remember that because I don't see him using a wash. Well, I guess up in there's a couple there. I think you use too much.
I'm not sure if it's wash or it's just very fine hatching. Like these are they're like engravings or something.
You use too much wash.
I don't think so. I think I get a good result with the wash. I don't know.
Well,
Okay, you're like
okay,
this.
this
Okay,
guy
look,
I've
this is
seen.
the sorcery spell book. Look at that. That's John Blanche. I love this guy.
Yeah, I've seen this guy.
Oh yeah, this is all the sorcery books. These are amazing. I love this one. The Shachimanti Hills. Look at that. So great. Oh my god.
Well, in the 80s, I would go into the game stores just to look at the art.
Oh yeah, I was on a call like I said with the
Like
Goodman Games artists. They're also amazing. It's like it's like sitting there. It's like being in a rock star. Like it's like being an all-star rock band. It's amazing.
Okay, Amber is saying, "Don't listen to him," referring to me. She says, "I love the wash, Chuck. It's amazing."
Thank
Yeah,
you, Amber.
you're wrong, Amber.
Look, here's the thing, Dale. I feel like I have it in the pencils, and I always feel like I lose it a bit in the inks. But then I put the wash on, it comes back again.
You just don't want to hatch.
I don't want to hatch. No, I find hatching sort of crude.
You're crude.
I don't know. I get it. I mean, but yeah. If you got to print it in that totally black and white way, I don't know. I get it.
Well, if you use a wash, you're then going to halftones. And if you're doing hatching, you're just doing straight black on white. And Amber's saying, no, she's not wrong, and blew a raspberry at me.
Yeah.
Back.
Yes, Amber, you're welcome back hosting the show.
I
wish I could have both of you hosting on it, but
that wouldn't work.
It just becomes a free for all.
Neither I can't shut up. And
Amber's got a very professionally run show. It's every Saturday at 6.
Amber's show's better,
and she's going to be helping me. She's going to be helping me host again on the 9th, hopefully when Dale's away.
Replace me, Amber. Set me free.
I don't think I ever saw this whole map of the land of Kakabad before. This is really good.
I want to sleep in again. That was the neat thing about.
Ooh. Dale, do you see who this is?
Yes, and I worship him. He's the one who sold me on Judge
Brian Bolland pencils.
Oh, an amazing.
That's it. Okay, they just got one from Brian Bolland. They just squeezed him in there because they just got that one from. All right, yeah, make the most of it.
Oh my God, Jim
Burns though, he's great too. Ooh, look at that one. Yeah,
studied that painting. In the 80s, it was either Jim Burns or Michael Whelon who was on a lot of book covers. And
I don't like Michael Whelon as much. I like, he's got a good name, but
okay, we're gonna have to fight to the death over that. But Jim Burns is amazing, and he still is. He's still painting.
This is nice. His concept sketch to there, how that evolved. That came out good.
Yeah. God, I wonder how much frisket he had to cut.
An incredible. That's a good one.
I'm not familiar with this guy.
He didn't do so many.
No.
Kev Crosley. So, he's got some lovely black and whites. I think people have their strengths in different areas. Yeah, those are some great zombies. That looks like fun.
Do you remember Chris Foss, who did all those spaceships?
Oh yes, Chris Foss. Yes, I've got a book upstairs, 21st Century Foss or something.
Yeah. Most people don't know that he did the original. It may have been the second edition, not the original, but he did the drawings of the couple making love in The Joy of Sex. He's actually a really good figure artist.
Chris Foss did.
Yeah, look it up.
Okay.
It probably
I did read that book at some point.
It probably explains why I was so good at drawing spaceships. I don't know this guy.
Yeah, who are we at here? What's the name? Lee Edwards. Lee Edwards. Oh, it's right on the bottom of the page there. Yeah, this is very vivid. That's
The
good.
thing is, I recognize the name.
That's like it's a monkey face. Yeah, it's a monkey.
Yeah, that's a monkey. Sure.
Ooh, David Gallagher. Oh, I quite like that.
Yeah,
Thing is, like with fantasy art, like you sort of like there's something. It's sort of like the sort of cheesy crudeness is sort of part of it.
well, this all looks old school to me, so it's probably all acrylics.
Yeah,
Just
I'm sure it's
bang
all
it out.
pre-digital era.
And you couldn't blend acrylics easily back in the 80s. That was before blendable acrylics. I mean, we're all fiddling around with slow dry mediums and extenders. I love maps.
Yeah, maps are very fun. Fantasy maps, even more fun. Those.
Ooh, I made a fantasy map. Can I show my fantasy map that I made at some point in the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll pull it up. It's really cool. There's this app I use that allows me to like basically export the image at like 8K, so you can get like a really big map that you can zoom in on, and it's still detailed.
No, I remember Carl Kopinski.
Yeah, so we'll just pull it out whenever you got it.
Yeah, I'm getting it
out.
Well, I mean, you'll have to buy the book if you want to see the rest. But look at this. I mean, it's Ian McCrae. Look at this one.
Okay, Ian McCaig, I think, was an American, and he was.
Here we go.
I think he was working at one point for LucasArts.
So, where do you want to zoom in on first?
Well, where are the players starting from?
Well, they started here. Can you see my cursor or not?
No.
Okay. Can I just want to like draw on it? How do I draw on it? Edit.
I think I met Ian McCaig years ago at Baycon.
Yeah, I think his color is way better than his black and white.
Who?
Okay. All right.
Ian McCrae here. Yeah.
Oh.
McCrae or McCaig?
Oh well. McCaig. You're correct. McCaig.
Yeah, I met him years ago, and he was supposed to send me a book plate, and he never sent it. I'll have to kill him.
Yeah. No, all right, here we go. Let's look at the map.
Yeah, he was involved.
There's no way I can really like mark things out for some reason.
Hey, there's got names on it. We can see the names.
Brightwood. They started in Brightwood.
Okay.
And then they go down this path, and now they're sort of in these two cities. They're like cities that are next to each other.
Ooh, the Twin Cities. Yes.
And they're going up in this abandoned lighthouse to fight some criminals. That's what they pretty much just did that. And they were accused of murdering somebody, and they're trying to basically, the guy who accused them of murdering somebody is like some high level royal person, and he didn't have a lot of evidence, but since he's like a royal person, they have to take the accusation seriously. So they're basically trying to find some evidence that proves that this royal person is like a bad guy, and they seem to think they'll find it in this lighthouse. Maybe they will. But yeah, that's sort of just the one area. And basically, if they fail, they're going to be sent to this prison called Titan's Grip. I basically imagine Australia, where, except imagine if we send every single murderer, like rapist, like every terrible criminal was sent to the same prison, and it was like a large city.
The USA. They sent all the worst ones to the USA.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is more like the USA then. It's like the USA and Australia combined.
It's like that's why everyone liked that movie Escape from New York. That's what's going to happen.
And then,
have you seen Escape from New York, Sam?
I don't know. I think so. It sounds
I don't
familiar.
know if we have. I don't know. We might have to do Snake Plissken. If I say Snake Plissken, does that mean anything to you?
No.
No, exactly. I've failed in your education.
Yeah, but the thing is, you'll have to then see the sequel, Escape from L.A., and you're going to cringe.
Okay, it's fine. The thing you have to remember about John Carpenter is he's very independent. It's Escape from LA is a disappointment of Escape from, but actually, if you watch them back to back, they go together pretty well.
Well, did you make him watch Big Trouble in Little China or The Thing?
No and no.
Okay, he has to watch The Thing. He needs.
I know we need to do like a
emotionally
sort of Kurt Russell trilogy or something.
Well, those were some of his best movies. Now, remember, Kurt Russell was supposed to be the solution for Disney when Disney died. The plan was
apparently Disney's final words were Kurt Russell.
Well, yeah, that's because the goal was they were going to freeze Disney
and put him into Kurt Russell's
they were going to wait a few years until Kurt Russell got older and his skull was big enough so they could transplant Walt's brain into the body of Kurt Russell. And that's why Kurt Russell...
And what were they going to do with Kurt Russell's brain?
Well, throw it away, I guess.
Yeah, throw it out. Feed it to the dogs.
So
what did Kurt Russell have to say about that?
Well, that's why he left Disney.
He wouldn't have had anything. He'd have said
I think because they kept measuring his head. Every day they were measuring his head, saying they were making him a hat for an upcoming movie, but he never got the hats. And Amber is saying, "Girl, I roll at Dale," and my only response is, "Thank you."
What did he say? Oh no, because you were blowing raspberries at her. Yeah, that's not very gentlemanly conduct, as we call it. Ian McCrae did load. Yeah, I definitely like his colours. Like his black and white, they're very detailed, but his colours are just sort of
this is the style I recognize.
Interesting. Like inks are hard. Like some people are more natural with the inks, and like because his pencils are amazing. Look at those.
Yeah, this is the stuff I remember from him.
Yeah.
I may have actually seen the original for that one on the right.
Oh, this one, the guy.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I remember from him.
That's like from The Wicker Man. She leaves the hand candle on his table.
That's called a hand of glory. When they use a hand for a candle.
Okay.
He was at Baycon in San Jose many years ago.
Mike McCarthy, Martin McKenna.
I don't know Martin McKenna.
These look more modern. These are more like photo effects.
Oh, Photoshop? Yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of taking it, he's sort of doing a mixture.
Yeah, it was in the 90s when the computers started getting powerful enough that you could paint digitally.
Yeah, he's sort of starting with a model and then... But then he's also doing very nice black and whites here. Very interesting.
People did black.
All right. Well, okay. Look, this book. I mean, I could go on looking at this all day. There's one great artist after another. Oh, these ones I remember. Yeah, who's that?
Well, it's your birthday, so why don't you?
Well, we've got other things to get on with on this show, and then I'm going.
No, we don't. We only have 45 minutes left.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I've got to do a drawing. All right. So that, and then there's a little sort of all the covers and.
Yeah.
Miniatures even. Look at that. Amazing. All right. So thank you, Peter, for that book.
Yay, Peter.
We'll be looking at that in more detail soon. And all right, then the other thing I got. I don't know, I'll show you this quickly. I don't really know what to make of it. I haven't really studied it. I mostly bought it on the title. It's called Anal Wizards. Well, I saw the title. What the hell is this?
Okay,
then I looked at it.
Was this?
And I realized it's like an adventure game.
Was this?
It's like a choose your own adventure, and it's beautifully colored.
It is. It was a Silver Sprocket. It was a Silver Sprocket.
I got it. So it was in the adult section. you'll be glad to hear they
Wait,
have
wait,
an
wait,
adult
wait.
section in that.
Silver Sprocket has an adult section?
Yes.
Does it
Well,
have the
really, the
baby
whole place is an
curtain or
adult
the
section, but
swinging
there
doors
is an
you have
actual
to go
adult
through?
section at the moment. But look at it; it's a
I
choose
am
your own
so
adventure comic
going.
that someone's gone to a great deal of detail and work to look at this. Look at this amazing story. I mean, I haven't even begun to sort of study what happens if you
Okay, I
actually,
have yet to see.
do the adventure. But
I have yet
I'm
to
like,
see a
and they've
single.
committed to it under the title of Anal Wizards, which is really what's most amazing. Look, he's falling into a poo. It looks like here. Oh my god, he's eating vomit. Oh dear, it looks terrible. Oh, look, looks like terrible things.
I think right now we're lucky that we're not a popular stream right now, because we would definitely get banned on Twitch if we were doing this if we were popular.
Yeah, okay, it's getting worse and worse.
Let's close this and move on. How about I do my show and tell?
And then I bought also because they also had the Anal Wizard art parade. I thought, well, I better get that too, just because if I'm going to buy this thing, I might as well.
Yeah, this
In for a
show's
penny,
gone
in
off
for
the
a
air.
pound.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it's some sort of horrific Japanese inspired. Somebody's too much manga and Adventure Time, and probably taking some acid or something. Oh, look there, that looks good. Oh my goodness.
The
Wet
problem is
Magic
I don't
Dream,
have time to
the
drive
Orc
up
Earthquake
the.
Dance.
I'd love to drive up the Silver Sprocket today, but I gotta be home for Huey's show.
Oh look, okay, look, the Anal Wizard's epic battle. Like he's sort of farting out a big axe. This guy,
Lovely.
what's he doing? He looks like he's squeezing a zit on his chin or something.
I'm going to buy that. It is well colored.
Well, I just thought, I sort of collect games and fantasy a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Try to explain it away. All right, is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I was hanging out.
I'm going to do a little practice drawing here with these pens while you do that.
Okay, I'll do show and tell while you do practice drawing. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Sam.
Here we go. I'll just make me little. Well, no, but then you won't hear me. Right.
I went over to Time Tunnel Toys in San Jose. Well, I would argue it's your best place in the Bay Area for used toys. Although there are also great shops like Mantiques, also called Toy Trauma, over in Fremont, which used to be called Niles. And there's Hadbro Toys over in Capitola. And the Bat Cave up in Santa Rosa. And one that I need to explore more, which is Action Figure Addicts in Union City. But I was at the Time Tunnel, and I got these epic old Mads that have covers by our hero, Norman Mingo, who was an old advertising illustrator who ended up doing a lot of Mad covers. And he would paint these in gouache. So that's one of the neat things I like about Time Tunnel is, like Atlantis Fantasy World Comics in Santa Cruz, they do get in old Mad magazines. And they're not too bad. You usually get them. Some of these will be $15, but a number of them can go down to $8. But I had to get this one because I'm a huge Apes fan. But that's Norman Mingo. And I saw an original of his. Sergio had one in his show, which was a lot of fun. But great painter in gouache. And then the other thing is, if you were a kid in the 70s, Gold Key Comics had a series called Lost in Space. And it's not the TV show. It's different characters, and it's a family.
But it says Space Family Robinson, so it's the same concept.
It's the concept, but the spaceships are way cooler. It's a comic, so better aliens. I love this series, and I used to get it off the spinner when I was.
Well, I remember, Space Family Robinson rings bell, but I mean, Lost in Space. They were the Robinson family, were these Will Robinson? Yeah, they were the Space Family Robinson.
The comic book and the TV show were completely different.
Well, they don't seem that different.
Well, they're
both Swiss Family Robinson in space. It's not that different.
They didn't have a robot. And speaking of robots,
okay.
Sharon knows I am a sucker for any B9 or Robbie the Robot toys. And this is one that is so old, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you see the price tag? That's from KB Toys, which is a legendary mall toy store in the Bay Area, which is sadly long gone. So I bought it partially because it had the KB Toys stickers still on it. And my guess is the batteries in this thing are long dead. So I don't know. Do I take it out of the package and play with it, or do I leave it in the package for people to resell when I'm dead?
Take it out. Ruin the value. We don't need more losers collecting plastic.
No.
Yes. I mean, it's like comics. It's like comics. Yeah, those old comics were valuable because people sort of read them and threw them away, and they weren't any left. Nowadays, they're not valuable because everybody's got them collected in a box, graded at 9.9, and who cares?
Well, I'll think about it. I already have some B9 robots to play with, but yeah, like anytime I see a Robbie, like I got this at the last San Jose Super Toy Show. The next one is going to be in December. But this is kind of a more cartoon design of Robbie. But whenever I see a Robbie, I've got to pick one up.
Good. Well, also remember, though, don't forget that.
Wait, Sam Test. Who is this character and where are they from?
Well, I've seen Robbie, and I know that he's a character. I've seen him lots of times. I don't know what he's from, though.
You did see this movie, actually.
Oh, God.
My friend's dad is in that movie. He's the doctor in the movie.
We have failed you, Sam. Okay. Now,
but we watched it. We watched it. Don't you remember? We watched it with Matt and Ava and Nola, and that's Matt's dad in that movie. He's the doctor. He's sort of like the original Dr. McCoy, because Star Trek was very much inspired by the Forbidden Planet, which in turn was inspired by Shakespeare. And we went to see Prosper, the Tempest this year. They were doing up at McLaren Park. It was a very good production.
Okay.
And actually, one of the young cartoonists, Floyd, who I met at the Silver Sprocket, he was also, because Sam was wearing his Shakespeare hat, and we got talking. Floyd thought very highly of Shakespeare, which.
Okay. Now I've got one more show and tell, and you'll learn more about it next week if I'm alive. And hang on a minute. I have to actually get up to show you.
What is that? A sewing kit?
3D printer.
Haven't even taken it out of the box yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'll be doing pornographic game figures and pornographic robots and pornographic.
Dale, can I send you my STL files and you make them? I'll pay you.
We'll talk about that. I haven't gotten all the parts yet. I'm still waiting on the nozzle. I'm waiting on filament. I'll set up the printer, and then I've got to print some benchies so I can dial in the.
Well, I don't know. I saw that there's some. The last time I looked into 3D printers, it was like insanely expensive for any kind of good one. But now I see you can get some pretty good ones for making D&D minifigures for not even that much. So I'm thinking we should get one, because you know how that Hero Forge figure I got was almost like $90 or something.
Yeah, it was by the time you got it, it was about $100. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But it was fully colored. It's
fully colored. It's high quality. It's good. Or I could have downloaded the STL for $5.
Yeah. Okay. Sam, I'll give you a little education here. There's two types of hobby level 3D printers.
Okay, wait. While you have this discussion, okay, I'm going to get to the main event now, because time is running out, and it's already done. I'm going to get on Paint's picture. I was going to do it on the canvas, but I think I've got to get up. I got to charge right in. It's going to probably come out all wrong. Unfortunately, Chris, some little fairy, came in and left a nice picture for me on the calf.
Just
he'd say, "I'm going to start
draw something with the brush pens."
That's not what I want to do today. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Chuck, just draw something on the paper while Sam and I are talking about 3D printing.
Yeah, you go on about 3D printing. I'm going to
show us what those new brush pens
I'll
can
frame
do.
that one as it is or something.
Okay, so Sam, there's two types of 3D printers available for hobbyists who want to do game figures. There's the kind of printer I bought, which is an FDM printer. I think FDM stands for Fused Deposit Modeling or Manufacturing. The ones that use plastic filament. It's like a robotic hot glue gun. And they can get some level of detail if you use a very small nozzle. But the ones that most people are using for game figures and also to prototype toys and prototype jewelry and to make masters for prosthetics for people who have face injuries, those are the resin printers. And the price of the resin printers have dropped dramatically. And the reason is that as laptops and tablets get better screens, those screens are available to be purchased by 3D printer manufacturers. And that's why the resolution of the 3D printers are going up.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Dan?
Print miniatures. Still there? Hello?
Yeah, you're here. You just paused. You paused for a sec. You're back.
Okay, so if you want a printer for high detail miniatures, you're going to end up getting a resin printer, and they're messy. You'll have to go in your dad's garage. You'll have to watch the heat of the printer while you're printing. You may have to get these bands that they put around buckets when they brew beer to keep it the proper temperature while it's brewing. You could do it, but it's just messy and a pain in the ass. That's why I got the printer I got. I don't want to clean up any resin. I just want to make little stupid toys.
All right, I'm just take a minute.
I see.
But no, once I get it dialed in, send me a file and I'll try to print it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully by next week.
Oh yeah, sure. Next week. Dude, next week I'll be in a hole.
Oh right, I forgot you're not here next week. Okay, 2 weeks.
Dude, I'm not going to be in a good mood.
You might be.
That might be.
Maybe we can print an STL of your robot friend, and then he'll never leave your side.
Actually, I went to Atlantis Fantasy World with my phone, and I took pictures of Wonder Robot 2T2 for exactly that purpose. I'm going to try to model him in ZBrush on my iPad and print out little models of 2T2 for myself and my friend.
You have to pay for ZBrush?
Yes, through the freaking nose.
Ew.
It's super expensive, but there is an equivalent for the iPad called Nomad Sculpt 3D. It doesn't have all the features, but it's a one-time purchase, and I think it's like $45. It's like next to nothing.
Okay.
So if you want to try 3D modeling on the iPad with a pencil.
Well, also, as a student, there are ways to access software maybe that you can.
Yeah. There's some things that let you get things cheaper.
And I think ZBrush for the iPad. Oh God, I can't remember what it costs per year. I think it's like 180 something, or maybe just 80 something per year. Let me look it up.
Wow.
It's rentware. Maxon bought ZBrush, and I would kill to know how much they paid.
All right, you want to start a timer, Sam? 20 minutes.
Yeah, hang on, I'm looking it up.
You don't want to just do 30?
What?
You don't want to just do 30? You want to do 20?
Do 30
well,
because...
We'll with 20. If I need to go longer, I'll go longer. But
okay.
ZBrush.
All right, I'm going to try and do what Dale suggested.
Always do what I suggest.
All right, I'm going to get in the zone. Right, and I'm going to do it as stunty as possible. Okay.
On your Urfspace live thumbnail on YouTube, it has a picture of you doing art battle.
Well, the preview for the picture just was the picture I took at Art Battle this week, just before it started.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's still that.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you mean? The show's not going there?
On the
No,
iPad,
it's going. Oh, also, this is very blurry. I think it's like more than just the camera.
Right.
Like, I think it's unfocused or something. It's like
on
zoomed in as well.
ZBrush is $89 a year. You pay for it for the year.
Maybe I need to do something settings on the camera. Here, hang on.
Okay, while you're setting this stuff up, I gotta.
It's just like out of focus. Are you able to focus it?
Just a minute. I'm muting and turning off the camera.
I think, yeah, it's more of a focusing problem. Maybe the autofocus is turned off somehow. I don't know.
Well, just try and like move the camera around.
But sometimes once they get started, it can then focus. It has problems sometimes focusing with blank canvas.
I don't know. It's just pretty tough right now. Like,
I think once they get started, maybe it'll figure it out.
Okay, should I start the timer then?
Yeah, start the timer.
Okay, starting.
Okay. Well,
okay, it's a bit better.
Yeah.
Although it's focusing in and out every time you move your arm.
Yeah, like once I start drawing it, it'll settle down.
Okay.
Keep talking about stuff.
Dale's not here anymore, remember?
Oh, he's gone?
Well, he's coming back, I assume, but he said he's going to leave. He has to do something.
Oh. All right, well, far be it for me to stop him.
So what are you drawing?
Well, I'm just making it up as I go.
I see. Okay.
But I'm thinking about things that I put in my Urfspace symbol library. It all feels a bit low. I'm like really bending low. Hang on, this needs to be higher up or something, but then it won't fit the camera. All right.
Yeah, it can go higher up a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know why it's so low.
Okay, Dale's back.
Yes. So you're working on canvas and you're using a Sharpie marker to lay things out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did some tests. This is the best one for laying out where I can paint over it and it doesn't bleed through.
Now, are you running out of canvases again?
No, I'm all right.
All right. Now you're totally out of focus.
Well, it'll probably figure it out once I get going.
No, it isn't. You're blurry as heck. Okay, your hand's in focus. Everything else is out of focus. You're in focus. Okay. You're not drawing the irises, are you? Draw the damn irises. Never listens to me.
You draw your own damn irises. I'll paint them in.
Okay, you only have 12 minutes left.
No, I don't. How much time did you put on that timer? What are you talking about?
I'm watching the timer right here. Would I lie to you?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
frequently.
That's my job. So you're doing this out of your head without reference.
Yeah.
Why haven't you been doing this all along, like I suggested?
Well, I'm doing it, but I'm going to do it better now because I'm referring to the reference I have is my little symbol library.
Okay. Oh, I just realized you're wearing suspenders.
No, I'm wearing my...
Oh, your apron. Is that the apron everyone said was cool?
Yeah, that Tina got me. She ended up hanging out a little bigger than I thought for it.
Ooh, are you doing a tiefling?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, we have another viewer. Patty Connor has come to say happy birthday, Charlie.
Hi, Patty. Thank you. Thanks for having me over for dinner last week.
He's doing a timed drawing right now. He's got 15 minutes left.
Don't listen to him. You only have 10 minutes.
No, you've got 15. Don't listen to him.
He's 10 minutes. You never taught your son how to tell time.
Well, I never taught him to watch The Thing or all these other things. I think we need to sort of have a movie.
We watched The Thing. We watched The Thing. I've seen The Thing.
Watch animated movies with me the rest of the day.
Wait. Which thing? The first thing, the John Carpenter thing, or the
probably the newer one?
Okay.
Yeah, the John Carpenter.
There were three things.
Oh, yeah, there's a new sequel. There's a new sort of prequel, isn't there?
Yeah.
Should we watch that first, maybe?
There's the original, the prequel, and no, there's the original, there's the John Carpenter, and then there's the prequel. I grew up on watching the original, which is a pretty cool flick. But the John Carpenter one, surprisingly, is the closest to the original story by Campbell titled Who Goes There? Now, Sam, did your dad make you watch Return of the Living Dead?
Nope.
You've got to see that.
He wasted his I'm forcing you to watch movies on silly stuff the one I'm always gonna remember is this 3-hour long black and white Chinese movie that was just why the hell would an 8-year-old want to watch this, or however old I was.
Okay. Chuck, what movie was this? Was it
Emerald Forest or something?
Kurosawa, The Hidden Fortress, which is
Hidden Fortress,
adventure film for all ages. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you mean the Japanese 3-hour movie?
Yes, it shows how much
Japanese.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's good. We should watch that again now you're older.
Yeah, I could probably find some appreciation in it now, but it's just really? That's what you're going to show an 8-year-old? I don't know. In some aspects, you were very good at fathering when I was younger, and in some aspects, it's just why?
No, I tried to do all sorts of things. I remember trying to show you Fantastic Voyage, where they shrink small and go inside a person. You're like, oh, no, I'm not watching this rubbish.
Oh, that's a great movie. I was talking about that movie the other day.
Okay, I was pretty picky. It was because we were so spoiled. We literally had a whole movie theater down there. I was like, okay, if I'm going to watch a movie, I'm going to watch a good one.
I hate classics.
I said that multiple times. I was like, don't. Another thing, it's don't show me it if its release date starts with a 19.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Make me feel old. No, you really do need to see Return of the Living Dead. It's Halloween. It's a classic monster movie. Well, zombie movie.
Which one? Okay, but tonight we've got to watch The Frozen Dead.
Oh, tonight.
I'm going to a Halloween party tonight.
Oh, you are? Wait.
You can force me to watch movies tomorrow.
No, you gotta watch Huey's movie. You gotta watch Huey's TV episode tonight. When you're at the party have somebody put it on Twitch, and you can all ignore it together. Wait,
I'll do my best, but I'm like going to a friend of a friend's party.
Are you in costume? Is what?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Anakin. I'm gonna be Anakin.
You can't say we've all got to watch my dad's
Wait,
friends.
wait. Young Anakin or Anakin in black, where he's like becoming evil.
Revenge of the Sith Anakin. So the latter, I guess.
The black. Oh, you're evil Anakin. You're the I kill younglings Anakin.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's wrong with the youth of today? No.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's more original than doing Darth Vader.
Okay.
Everybody does Darth Vader.
Okay. You need a gorilla suit.
I mean, I'm not saying.
I mean,
if you can't grill me on a real originality and then tell me to do a gorilla suit. That's been done so many times.
Yeah, it's a classic. Chicks dig it.
This is like the thing where on like TikTok, there's this big trend of like people making thirst traps wearing motorcycle helmets, and women love it because they love the idea of like not knowing who it's like some mystery man. And it's like
women love it when some mystery man in a motorcycle helmet turns up. Sure,
apparently,
love that.
No, but that's the thing. I think they like the fantasy of it. They don't like the reality of it. It's like if that were to actually happen, that'd be horrifying. But
okay, I will tell you, as a gorilla suiter,
they don't like it.
Everyone loves a gorilla suit. Well,
you can tell me they don't like it, but then I can show you the TikToks with millions of views and likes and comments with all the women talking about how hot it is when it's just a dude in a motorcycle helmet.
That dudes in motorcycle helmets pretending to be women online.
Well, I don't know. I feel like once you start believing that, you might as well believe anything. So I don't believe that.
Stop believing that.
Now, are you borrowing your dad's lightsaber for this?
I have my own.
Okay.
Charge it up. Make sure you charge it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll charge it. But also, I'm probably not really. I might just bring the hilt, to be honest.
Bring the adapter.
Well, I could bring the things that I need to charge it. It's not that much.
Why don't you take mine up, and then you can have lightsaber battles. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like you might as well blow them at one good party.
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody else would be a Jedi.
I don't even have a lightsaber.
Well, it was a very ridiculous buy. It was like the first. It was like the first thing I got. It was the first thing I got after like my first few like full-time job paychecks. Just
oh my God.
Like, well, I have money now. I'm gonna buy this.
Okay.
Right, well,
we need to talk about money, Sam.
Yeah.
Hey, I did really good at saving. I saved so much. I literally did the like that thing where it's like you save more than you spend. Like I would save more of my paycheck than I spend, pretty much. So I did pretty good.
Okay, we still need to talk. That's cool. I'm not invited to anything for Halloween this year, so I'll just terrorize them.
Oh, you're invited to Heather's house, I'm sure.
I'm just gonna terrorize people in my gorilla suit. I may go over to the comic.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you should go to. Well, I don't know. It might be a bit far for you, but yeah, Belvedere Street in San Francisco, where Heather lives. It always gets pretty wild.
Oh no. Problem is, in a gorilla suit, it gets hot and you have no peripheral vision. I would end up.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw another person in a gorilla suit there.
You're in a cage being shipped back to the Congo to be released back into the wild.
That could happen.
Wasn't that? That was the and that's what happened to
Trading Places.
Trading Places.
Yeah. I love that movie. And actually, oh God, what's his name? Don McLeod, I think, played the real gorilla in that cage.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
He was the guy in the gorilla suit for all those American Tourister gorilla commercials. Yeah, I've been talking to people on Ape Suit Cinema, the Facebook site, about what it would take for me to build my own gorilla suit, because I'm getting sick of the off the rack ones.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it properly, I think you have to make your own one, right? That's the rule.
Yeah, you do. And there's gorilla suit builders. There's more Chewbacca suit builders now than there are gorilla suit builders. But
yeah, you can be a Wookiee. Like, there's a bit more range with a Wookiee.
No, Wookiees are. Yeah, no, I have nothing but respect for the original Wookiee actors, but I don't want a Wookiee suit. I want a gorilla suit. I want to go old school. But I've got samples of fake gorilla fur coming. I ordered them last night, and this might be a source for fur for my gorilla suit. And that's one of the reasons I want to start fiddling with 3D printing again, which is to
like to have my markers.
Make the molds for the mask and the chest piece. Okay, you have, and no joke, 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
Well,
faster. Faster. Sam, do you have any idea what the popular costume is this year? I went into Spirit Halloween. It was all like scary and sexy clowns. Okay. Amber says the blue needs to be darker in the body. I assume she's referring
hang on, Amber. Calm down.
Blue in the top.
The blue needs to be darker in the body. Yeah, I probably need to step back a little bit, but all right. Give me a minute. I'm probably done right on time here. But all right, it's about to pop here.
Don't mansplain Amber.
Amber's mansplaining me. Amber's ambersplaining me. Amber was a man.
Amber's momsplaining me. Well, Amber actually, she does teach art now.
I love Amber. It takes one to know one, Amber. I'm sorry, yeah.
I would trust Amber.
Yeah, I'm a mansplainer. I'm sorry, that's what I do. I'm a man. I'm mansplaining. That's like, okay, I don't complain about women because they like to go to the shops and drink tea.
I would trust Amber's artistic judgment.
I'm kidding, ladies.
I would trust it, but I
love you.
Awesome. Because I'm an idiot.
Please vote for Kamala Harris.
No, we're not going there. We're not going to politics. We'll deal with that next week.
Take it for granted.
What are you going to do for lunch?
Eat some food, go back to bed. Yeah, I'm going to have a chill day, and then I'm going to have fun watching my friend's cat produce a TV show. That should be a laugh.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping.
A cat producing a TV show. Dale, can you even hear how ridiculous that sounds?
Executive producing.
Cats can't produce TV shows. It's not natural.
Cinema Insomnia once joked that if you would fund them to make an episode, you could choose the movie. And I wanted The Frozen Dead. So
you wanted The Frozen Dead. That was your choice. Okay.
Yeah, and
now I'm really looking forward to it because I thought
I reached out.
Not just any old crummy movie that they.
I reached out to Mr. Lobo and the people at Cinema Insomnia, and I said, what would it take to get my cat from being an associate producer, because he's associate produced over a dozen episodes. What would it take to make him an executive producer, to put him in charge? And we came to a deal, and I know they have probably regretted it every day since they agreed.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. We had fights. I I eventually had to stop watching them film it because I wanted to be the director. But I hope that it turns out.
It's not your show, Dale. It's the cat show. Okay, can you just
Yeah,
let
it's
him
the
do what
cat
he wants to do?
Hey, you didn't put another wing on the other side.
Just because it's you don't own a pet, Dale. All right, a pet owns you. And if your cat wants to produce a show and do whatever it wants to do, you got to let it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can't come in and say, "Oh, I'm your owner."
I don't know if they'll ever let my cat associate produce another episode. I do want them to show Charlie Muffin. I want there to be a Huey executive produced spy movie night.
I'll arrange that.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
I feel like I do need to watch this movie. I tried to watch it. I thought I could probably get through it, but like Chris, it was like too much for him. And he did watch your other movie recommendations. I just want you to say he watched Colossus, the Forbidden Project, and most of the other ones you recommended.
Did he watch Circle of Iron?
I think he did. Yeah,
Circle of Iron's awesome. Problem is, it's too.
That's another one I need to see.
It is too popular for Cinema Insomnia to do. They would probably get a cease and desist letter.
Yeah.
I think Frozen Dead. Whenever I've tried to buy it, it's always been bootlegs. So I don't think anyone owns the rights anymore. Okay, you're done. Step away.
Wait, you a minute warning. All right, I'm okay, but I'm going to take a little more time to finish it up.
All right, I don't care.
Okay,
we've got 8 minutes left on the show. I think you just finish this out until the show's done.
Yeah, let's see where we end up.
Oh, I got leftovers.
I wouldn't have won our battle, I don't think.
I have leftovers from Harry's Hofbrau, so I've got a great lunch. Harry's Hofbrau, your Hofbrau resource in Redwood City, California.
Now, the Hofbrau place in San Francisco closed down. That was very sad.
Are you talking about Leftio Duels?
Is that what it was called, that big place?
We may be talking about different things.
There was a big, German Hofbrau. I thought it was called, the Hofbrau House or something, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't really eat that much I don't really go to the restaurants in Frisco. Although I used to try to go to the House of Prime Rib, which is pretty cool. But it's almost always packed.
Oh, yeah, by the way, last night we went to a good show at the Makeout Room where my neighbour's band, Mark Gordon, who plays on the Future Sounds of Urfspace, Lonely Day in Raintown, he composed. His new band, The Tectonics, which is a rocksteady band. They had an awesome show last night at the Makeout Room. And they were supporting my other friend's band. Well, Jerry's from the Seagulls is also the drummer. She's the drummer from the Seagulls. She's also the drummer in the Minx. So the Minx is like a sort of female Kinks band, cover band.
Wow. Wait, we have new viewers. We have Aston AM who says yo. And then we have Flozax Rollins who just posted.
Flozax, right? Hello. Yeah, Flozax also has a show on Twitch, I believe.
Cool. Do they both know about my Cats show tonight on Cinema?
Sure. There's always happening. We'll get viewers coming in the last 10 minutes of the show. But all right, thanks for tuning in.
I know, yeah. Maybe we need to start the show at noon.
I wouldn't mind more of the lion, but it would be my whole Saturday.
It's not like I haven't suggested the show start later for like a year. Aston, there is a Twitch channel called Cinema Insomnia. And on Cinema Insomnia tonight, USA, 6:30 Pacific time. So that's West Coast. The show Cinema Insomnia, hosted by Mr. Lobo, is going to be showing the movie The Frozen Dead. which is about Nazi scientists trying to revive frozen Nazis. And there's like the severed head of a college girl kept alive so they could study her brain. It's this head on a table.
Has it got? I like that. Oh, I like that in Herbert West Reanimator. That's one of my.
The whole movie is. I'm sorry. The host segments hosted by Mr. Lobo. It's hosted for cats. So you know how you stay up late and watch a monster movie with your cat? So the whole episode's for the cat. To hell with the human beings. So it'll have cat jokes. It'll have like cat references. My cat, Huey, is actually the executive producer. So he had input on writing it. He has a guest cameo in it. They sent a film crew from Pennsylvania to California to film my cat for a few moments. So watch Cinema Insomnia tonight on Twitch, starting at 6:30 p.m. for the pregame, and then they'll start the episode at 7 p.m. But it's a world first. You know, Elvira and Svengoolie have never hosted a movie specifically for cats. We think more cats actually watch Cinema Insomnia than human beings.
It's a historic first.
Zach Rollins is off to do their laundry. Aston AM says, that sounds bizarro bat brains. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. It's what happens when a cat comes into a lot of money.
If you like this show and you want to see art and painting, we're every Saturday on at Urfspace on Twitch.
Yeah.
And
another show, if you have a second computer that you could watch while you're watching Cinema Insomnia, is Philo, Phylo. It's on Twitch. Look for Art Glitch, ARTGLYCH. It's hosted by Amber Greenlee. She'll be there with Robin Fisher, who's a comics super fan, historian, and there's usually a guest artist, and they draw a comic strip live on air. And they usually take suggestions from the audience. Aston says, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Aston, I'm sorry. I have a terrible memory because I'm old. I rely on Sam to be hip and up to date with the kids.
Yeah, he's our designated young person.
Yeah, you see, when you get old,
he's getting old too now. He's not as young as he used to be. But
when you get old, your prostate expands and gives off chemicals which kills your memory. And it also chemically induces you to like buy model train sets and boats and sports cars. I can't believe your son's gonna like ditch Huey's show for some.
Well, you can watch it later, right? Well, he can bring it up. He can say, my dad's friend's cat is like hosting a show on Twitch.
Actually, you'll be able to buy a Blu-ray of it. A lot of people.
I'm sure the college kids will be.
A lot of people have actually supported this episode so they could get their name in the credits, and they've sent in pictures and videos of their cats to be in the episode. And yes, Aston AM, I do have prostate brain rot. Yeah, growing old sucks.
All right, yeah. If anybody's got any art or drawing questions, we'll endeavour to answer them. Like part of the goal of the show is to instruct people in how to make art. I don't know. I'm not that good. But
I don't even know what skidbilly is.
And Dale knows a lot about art.
I think they're now making fun of us because we're old.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
I could
well,
explain Skibidi, but you're probably better off not knowing what it is. It's not helpful information.
Aston, Chuck was doing this thing called Art Battle, which is where artists would get up on stage and paint a painting in 20 minutes. And you would normally use something that's fast drying, like acrylics. So Chuck is using acrylics, but he's painting over a black line underdrawing he did with a Sharpie marker. So there's some graffiti influence in this.
Yeah, and I've used sort of paint markers and things.
Yeah, it's an acrylic primed.
Really. It's no reference and no underdrawing. I just sort of went straight in and drew it.
Yeah, it's a cheap. It's like you go to Michael's and you buy these canvases that are just cheap cotton canvases on wooden stretcher bars that have acrylic priming on them, and then through trial and error, Chuck figured out that a Sharpie won't smear when he puts wet acrylic paint over it.
What? It's not a regular Sharpie though. It's interesting.
Which one is it? Is it that the oil-based
Sharpie? It's a Sharpie. It's like a permanent marker. So I think it's the same as a regular Sharpie, but it's a brush pen. And that actually, I don't know. I did a little experiment somewhere. Hang on, let me bring it out. It's a little.
Well, you get line width variation with that brush pen.
Here's what I did. See that was the.
Okay, you can't see that at all.
I see now though. Over time, it does have a tendency. So those black lines that you make will sort of be quite permanent, and they do sort of tend to bleed through a bit. The Sharpie paint pen, maybe that's a little better.
Yeah, sometimes
the other ones just went very bleedy and just sort of smeared everywhere. That's the problem. It's very hard to find something where you can really paint over it in that quick of a time.
Sometimes he'll use acrylic paint pens of various brands, and sometimes he's just using acrylic paint with a brush. And those are those synthetic bristle, or are they synthetic sable?
Well, yes, I think you advised me just to get some cheap acrylic brushes, which is what I did.
Yeah, but are they soft or are they stiff?
They're medium round, this one is.
No, I mean, are the bristles soft or stiff?
This one, they're pretty soft. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a few stiffer ones and some are soft.
So it's synthetic sable.
They're medium. That's why I said it's medium. They're medium.
Okay, if you jab the brush in your eye, how much would it hurt?
How do you like your burger? I say medium. They're like really annoyed that I didn't say rare or like overdone or whatever. Just like medium, please. Thank you.
You want to stab the brush in your eye.
Right, medium. And then when you go to Starbucks, you ask for a medium, and they give you like a massive thing, and you're like, "What the hell's this?" They say, "Well,
Aston is."
You got to ask for the code word.
Aston's asking if the brushes are burnt or well done. I assume that did you even test the brushes? Did you test the brushes or just buy them off the internet?
You said just get some cheap brushes that it doesn't matter about, so I just bought some cheap brushes.
Yeah, but you're supposed to go to the brush store and like test them and like flick them around and stuff.
All right, I could spend a day doing that, or I could just get on with it and get some more work done.
You don't understand how to shop for art supplies at all.
No, I've never understood it. I keep telling you, like when I got the Osborne Book of the Future, it said I'll be able to go shopping on my TV.
Put some eyebrows on her.
That's going to be such a relief when I can go shopping on my TV and I don't have to like drag my sorry ass around shops, which is really difficult for me.
Yeah, that's why that's why you have your friend drive you all the stupid shops.
It's not about that's not all of it though. I don't want to go into it on the channel, but.
Aston is telling us I got some brushes from a thrift shop recently, and they were actually good quality brushes, being sold for like $1 or so each. Yeah, that happens. Garage sales are also often a great place to get art supplies. That's cool. My buddy Sharon, who runs the Time Tunnel Toys in San Jose with her husband Joe, they hit thrift shops all the time because people will turn something in and they have no idea it's a collectible. But I've done that. I'll go to a thrift shop, but usually I'm looking for frames.
Brains?
Yes, brains.
Well, I'm getting a bit suspicious that you're a cannibal.
What, that I eat people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just some of the things you've been talking a lot about cannibalism and how culture's trying to turn us all into cannibalism.
Yeah.
And then you want us to watch cannibal movie.
Yeah. Well, no, The Frozen Dead isn't a cannibal movie. Return of the Living Dead has zombies which eat brains. So, but the question is a zombie technically a cannibal?
All right. Well, I think that's
It
like
is 12:07, by the way.
What's that?
What?
It is 12:07, by the way.
Yeah, we don't have anything better to do. Wait a minute.
I don't know if I would have won offer with this one. But...
I mean, you've got that Queequeg beard going on. Are you referring to me or Chuck?
Queequeg.
Well, I thought Queequeg.
I like that. You know what? I was reading Moby Dick, and I was really enjoying it. I was about halfway through, and I was like, "This is actually quite a good book." And then I met a guy, and he said, "You're reading Moby Dick." He said, "Isn't that the most boring book ever written?" And then I just couldn't read it anymore. He was right. It was sort of boring. I was enjoying the boringness, and the guy was an idiot, so I don't know why I listened. He just put me off, and I kept meaning to go back to it. But
I love the movie. I love the Moby Dick with Gregory Peck, and I think it's Richard Basehart.
Well,
Queequeg was the Polynesian harpoonist. I don't think he had a beard.
Yeah, that's true. He had tattooed head, didn't he?
Oh yeah. He was a Maori.
A Maori.
A Maori. Yeah, I think he was a Maori.
And yes, that was not. Yeah, he was good. I like that, and a good movie. Sam, okay. Talking about, I did make him watch Moby Dick. When quite young. You quite enjoyed it. I was a bit surprised. Sam really enjoyed Moby Dick when we watched
Aston says it was a cannibal joke. I don't understand. Well, I'm sorry, Aston. I'm not like ripping on you or anything. I'm stupid. I don't know how Queequeg refers to cannibalism. Was there cannibalism in Moby Dick?
Was Queequeg a cannibal? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he was a cannibal. That's right. Queequeg was a cannibal. He was a cannibal too. Yeah, I think they said he was a cannibal and a heathen.
I really don't want cannibalism to be our niche on the internet. I know we need an audience, but
dude, cooking shows are really popular.
I'm not forcing the cannibal audience. I know I brought it up today.
I discovered a new channel on YouTube where it was a porn starlet making sandwiches.
It's better than sandwiches making porn stars, I suppose. All right, yeah, sounds good. I mean, why not? Like, if you can get people to pay to make a sandwich, then you don't have to,
I want a sandwich.
Do all get down to work. Really, I mean, I don't know. That's making a sandwich work. It depends. Like some people, it's more hard work to make a sandwich.
We should have a sandwich segment on the show. Then we're not like wait. But
we should do a sandwich maker sex worker comparison. See who's got a harder job.
Well, that's where most of them go after they retire. You see them at Subways.
That's quite good. We could do a quiz show, like different professions, like sandwich makers versus porn stars, or
we're being told this is bordering on misogyny. We did not say the gender of the porn star.
Yeah.
So I take offense.
We try to be gender neutral on the show as far as possible.
But I apologize. We are all against misogyny. We are very supportive of our
porn stars, but we're very supportive of porn stars. No, what's our position? What's our position of porn stars?
Well, actually, I am supportive of adult entertainers. I've actually known a few.
Yeah.
And Amber's like typing in "uh-oh," and she's eye rolling again at both of us.
Okay, now Amber's drawn adult comics, so technically she could qualify as an adult entertainer.
Right. I guess so. You know, is a pinup artist.
I mean, I'm assuming they were entertaining comics. I'd like to read them someday, Amber. If you
is an adult cartoonist an adult entertainer? That's a fascinating question.
Okay, well, you could. I mean, why don't you just start by saying, is a cartoonist an entertainer?
Well, in your case, no. Okay.
Okay, right, but all Amber, right, I'm trying really hard, so maybe I've proved the rule that
Amber says yes. I would classify myself as benefiting from the adult entertainment industry, and she says I won 2 Woodies for covers for porns. So
there you go. She won 2 Woodies,
and she gets one from her husband. Things I don't know about people. Well, I've met cartoonists who have drawn adult work, and I won't name the cartoonist, but he's relatively famous, and he did some adult stuff in the 80s. And I asked him, do you ever worry that it kept you from getting certain commercial jobs? And he says, yeah, but he never really knew because he didn't get the jobs. So he didn't know if it was because of his work wasn't good enough or he had done adult work. And I've talked to cartoonists from Hustler, and they have said, there's certain commercial art jobs that are just unavailable to them because they've done adult cartoons.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I definitely, for myself, I mean, I guess we're going a bit long here, but, I think I mentioned it earlier. I mean, like children's book work, my work it's got a bit of an edge and a bit of a bite to it. Children's book work sort of needs to be more non-edgy. I think greeting cards, similarly, they can be a bit edgy, but there's certain things at certain markets. But then in another market, you can do something like anal wizards.
Oh God! Please put it down.
Well, this one's not appropriate for anybody, anywhere, ever. But I would recommend you check that out if you get a chance to find.
I would just like to say Amber's clarifying that she was a cartoonist. She wasn't taking photos of herself. And Amber is also pointing out there's nothing wrong with nude photos of people who are over 18.
That's what I keep telling everybody when I send them my dick pics. No.
It's just that Amber mistakenly Amber thinks that she isn't attractive enough to be a model, and I would disagree.
Yeah, 100% disagreement over here.
Yeah, and I've drawn a lot of naked people, and
Also, I've seen it like that. Those videos of porn stars with their makeup off, and most of them are old grannies.
Yeah. Or you wouldn't look at them twice. How did we get on porn?
The thing is, we let the show run too long because we had
normally we talk about this after the show. Okay, the thing to remember is
when somebody's actually watching it.
The thing to remember is tonight is Philo at 6 p.m. on Twitch. Look for Art Glitch, ARTGLYCH, and then open up your phone or another computer and put on Cinema Insomnia on Twitch at 6:30. So
please like and subscribe to us wherever you are. Like we're at Urfspace usually, so on YouTube and Twitch and Instagram. So Please like and subscribe us wherever you're seeing this. And we have a new show every week. Dale won't be here, but adult entertainer Amber hopefully will be next week. Maybe we'll do some adult entertainment.
Please don't.
I promise we will keep our clothes on.
Okay, Aston is asking, is that a thing, porn stars with their makeup off?
Yes.
Aston, yes. But there's also some art books that are out there, serious books of photography, where adult entertainers, they'll take portraits of them, not in an adult setting, so that you see them as just a normal human being and not an adult performer. And it's very interesting. There are also books out there like that for movie stars, where they just shoot movie stars without makeup and normal lighting.
Now you reminded me, last night when we went to see the show, and then like the Kinks, we saw like the 5 all girls dressed in their go-go boots and mini skirts, were all like posing for a photographer in the street, and I like that. It was like walking into a movie when you see like a whole bunch of minks in the street. But then I want to start a band like called the Kinky Minkies. I want to start an all-girl band called the Kinky Minkies. I think Jerry will get
hopefully one day Chuck and I will do the show without makeup, and you can see what we really like.
We'll take without the beards.
Let's wrap. Let's wrap. We're not doing any drawing.
Yeah, we got to go. Like our producer said. Wait, what's this? I was saying I've never read the line. Yeah, I think. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Apparently, Mom's waiting to do my birthday celebrations. So yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday, Chuck. What are you like? 12?
He's 55. He was born right after the summer of '69.
1969. Yeah, I don't know. I was in the womb. I don't know what me.
Time to go.
You were in this corporeal realm in the summer of '69 as a fetus.
Let's wrap.
I was there for the summer of love.
Oh, for God's sake, let's wrap. Emma's telling you to have an amazing day.
Yes, everyone have an amazing day. Thanks for coming to watch us, even if it was.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, and thank you.
Our show is from 10 to 12 every Saturday.
Yes, 10 to 12, unless we move it to a little bit later. But I feel like I never want to get up, but yeah, I think then at least we have some day left.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
All right. Bye, gang.
Wait, I'm trying to find the theme too.
Oh, turn the damn show off already.
I'm trying to find the theme too now. It's disappeared.
What the hell with the theme?
The producer will be on it. Okay.
Song for Chuck Whelon Showy. He asked me to write one, but I stole from David Bowie. Here's a theme song. Chuck Whelon is the best. We have lots of hosts, but we're running out of gas. Will you be our guest on? Will you be our guest on? Beyond the Chuck Whelon Show.